Okay, we have an Arakni game, like a bit of Arakni. Arakni gets interesting because he can fatigue you. You can't just go hell for leather. I think I'm going to actually bring combo in for him. It gives me a fat deck. And to be honest, I'm going to go for a big deck as well. I'm just going to go for a huge deck. I'm going to run 69 because that's the funny number. That'll make us pretty good against being fatigued. And we can just gently sneak combo pats in where we want. We're not going to try and full combo kill him either. Incidentally, we'll lose bits to him here and there, and that's fine. Light of the Leaves makes chipping him down so much easier as well with his Widow Webs. He doesn't get to prevent that much at all. We're in a brave new era of actually getting to play arcane spells, and I'm loving it. Put my sink below. I feel like he's going to hit that sink below no matter what. It just is what it is, unfortunately. He gets to take my felling, because I'd rather throw these at him because it's hard for him to block. I keep wanting to click the left-hand one of that. You'll see me like wobble over to it constantly. But we'll get these nice big unblockable starts in. Ooh, he's losing cards to AB them as well. That's lovely for me. Okay, low block turn, but that's fine. You don't stop claves unless you happen to have a prevention point in hand. Like you're wasting, you're wasting real cards if you try and stop claves. It's not a thing. Okay, it's coming in one of them again. We're liking doing that, aren't we? Just full block that as well. We're going to go Healing Potion, and we will pitch this into the Waning Moon because we can't arsenal it and we want to maximise value. Ring's quite fun in this matchup, we like that. So like with the claves here, for example, and with him having a flick knife, we will use the mental block up because it does something. Oh, it's a big one. Oh yeah, it's the saber. Still, it's fine. We're going to use this up. Okay, we're going to give him the twinning. As I say, we're not really bothered about stopping this. So he's going to get a hit from the knife. It doesn't matter. Like, he's always going to get a hit from the knife. You can't stop him. Because it's hit with a dagger. Like, a flick is a hit with a dagger. So you cannot deny the cards unless you're going to overblock. And, there's no point. He just gets 3 damage from that card. The joy of being an assassin. Maybe my hand was a little bit different. I could have done something like... I could have sunk, actually. Sunk would have been smart. I'm trying to play this quite quickly, and I do find I make more mistakes on Teleshare. We're on to another massive clave. Like, we were never going to get anywhere. So we're going to pass that. We're going to put the sink into this. And then we've got the ponder token, so I might give him the felling. I like felling. I really want to keep the fellings, but I'd also rather, maximise stuff. As I say, these claves can just all hit. I don't care about them at all. Like, we're just eating them to the face. This coming turn's going to be a bit inefficient, but we can do stuff with it. So we can play this. And then we're probably just going to throw the tilling, right? That feels like the way. Is that or we do have another option. Let's do this. I like this. This looks good. So we do both off the Everbloom because we've just gained 3. That 4 means we can actually put a good spell or card back in. I'm going to have a light up the leaves back for the late game because he's not got enough Arcane Barrier to survive if he does go defensive. And then I think we're going to go with playing the Healing Potion. And we've got the enough for the Waning Moon. This is the line I was looking at. So this is the nice thing when you have multiple lines and you're like, well, what can I do with this stuff? You know, I've gained some life, I've damaged him, I've gained some more life. That's been fairly efficient. And then we're going to tuck this in Arsenal to try and utilise it better next time. And we've found an evergreen early. We have got a root bound. So I'm going to pass on block, especially because these are really bad blocks, right? I don't really want to block anything this turn. This gets me a nice decompose in as well, which is good. If we throw plough, one of the fellings, I can get to 4 on this decompose, which is quite tasty, and I will take that opportunity. Because then Barkskin's working, I don't have to worry about where do I find more decompose. Getting my ability online is never really my priority. It's nice because it's pressure, but I'd never feel like I really need to. We just take this because we can life gain, you know, in case he's got some nonsense to still play. That's kind of why I said like we're really not blocking this turn. So we'll do that. We'll just throw that on top. That pathing, by the way, is just because it's less clicking for me. There's not really anything else in it. We'll be doing our decomposers in 2s now to get to 8, I think, because I've got not the most earth left at the moment. And because, again, I'm not racing to 8. He's probably going to banish cards for me at some point. But he's taken the hit, so we're very much in a place where we're just going to start battering each other, I think. Well, as mentioned, like I'm just going to let all these claves happen because, you know, stopping them is inefficient. I mean, I'm comfortably in the lead here. Coming in for 5 with that. Do I just double block it? He's got a lot of hand left. I'm going to give him that. I'm trying to kind of be efficient on what we use up. There's the toxin. That's what I was kind of worried about. Like, am I going to waste a cat into the toxin? But, you know, it is what it is. There's not much we can do about it. And the leave no witnesses is fine. We give him... I'm going to give him the twinning, and the stone wall was like, I've been able to use it a few times to get 2, but I'd rather use it for these 1 blocks on the leave no witnesses. You know, it's very much just an iron rock gauntlet in this match, and that's absolutely fine. You know, we don't want to get leave no witness for some free damage on his part. So we're going to evergreen him. Because I'd rather have this for, you know, potentially Stormstridering or, you know, once I've hit another decompose, this is stronger. And also the evergreens, you know, not getting them banished is just very nice for me. But I feel pretty comfortable here. Yeah, okay. So he gets to look at my hand. He gets to swing a big dagger. One card in hand. Do I care about the card in hand? These are the questions. Oh, hang on. 1 second. What happened there? I thought it was... Yeah, so that's coming in. We pass. There it is. I don't know how I missed that. There's a effects there. We'll swap that and see what we get. That's good. That's an improvement. Yeah. So that's almost certainly... I'm just making one. CNC. CNC is cool. We like that. Makes the root bound annoying. How do we deal with that? Well, we've got a felling, that's the thing, right? We can do a lot of work with that. We maybe just do the crown. That's something. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. You know, just hit him in the face with the felling, right? And he can have a lovely time with that. My turn's not great. You know, it's inefficient. The CNC was a nice move from him. You know, he's pulled it back a lot off that. I'm kind of hoping I force him really onto the back foot with this felling. He took another 2 damage, which is good for me. And I get to arsenal this carapace, so I'm in a pretty good spot. This is all a little bit awkward. I'm going to have to try and plough him, I think. I don't know what else I'm going to hit him with. Do I just take the 3? But taking the 3 is kind of naff. We're going to give him that, I think. We're going to just take the 2. Like, I'd like to full block it, but... Yeah, okay, this is fine. We don't really care that much about this. You know, he's going to get some chip. I'm going to get to throw some stuff. I might lose the carapace, which is awkward, but I feel like he's going to do something else. There it is. This is lovely. This is perfect for me, right? Because I'm just going to stop it with the card I wanted to stop it with. And he's going to get a ponder token, and I'm going to say no to it. We'll lose a felling, we'll lose a tilling. We'll lose a twinning. Yeah, that's worked out exactly how I want it to, really. Because we've now got plough paying for a plough. Got some more decompose. I'm running out of graveyard, but it shouldn't matter. This is the thing, though. He's now got to throw cards in to stop the plough just knocking him absolutely into the kill zone. And then he's low threat. That's pretty good. I did that wrong, but it's fine. Ooh, inertia. So inertia means I don't get to keep my other burn bear, and that's very mean. But I do have a ponder, so I can get the card back again, which is nicer. So we've got the E-strike as well, to be honest. So, you know, we're in a good place. We'll we took that. We take the go again. We throw that. It's going to generate a ton of value. And then do we get this the right way round? So they add, this is what I always get confused on. So add in to start, they resolve in the reverse order that you add them. So I want to add ponder first, then inertia, here we go. And then I get a vassal. We've got our rampant. And he's got a clave, and he can have his clave. I literally only need to keep this rampant growth. I don't care about anything else. I don't think I care about these Shalakara. Okay, now he's done that, we'll definitely put the sink in. I'm going to keep this, like... I don't care what he's got, but... I don't need anything else. Yeah, so he's going to frailty. I assume he's going to go in for the leave no witnesses again. I don't care about the tilling either, if we're being honest. I've got enough to decompose, so I will. Yeah, there's no point taking risks. So he's going to die to this, basically. Because he can AB his way through the potions, but he'll just die to the rampant. Okay. Yeah, interesting game. I like the Arakni matchup, to be honest. It's I think it's slightly in our favour. Maybe, you know, I just generally call anything where it's a, you know, an interesting game, I'm just going to call it 50-50. It's kind of a 50-50 with Arakni. We're probably a little better into it, but it's often close. You know, there's a point where he really came in with a lot of damage there, and I was starting to get worried. But you know, I kind of, you know, I have a good feeling for what I'm going to do there. And, you know, to sort of reiterate what I said at the start, you know, I brought in the healing potions and the rampant and padded my deck up a bit. And it just makes me a lot harder for him to fatigue, because I have, you know, some good finishers, and I've got enough arcane now, like with five lots of 6 in the deck, that if he doesn't go like triple widow web, which some of them do, he really struggles to stop it all. If he is sat on like triple widow web, it means it's a fatigue game, and that means I just sit there and build for the rampants and just try and hit him really, really hard. I've got the evergreens to kind of push that ending. But you know, you can sort of see like the deck's still pretty stacked with stuff. And we had a long time we could have played on if he'd being more defensive. But, I think the writing was on the wall for him. I think he knew we were done. Because the second I crack the healing potion, he knows that I'm going for Rampant, which I think is why he just didn't bother preventing anything. Because, I was going to go crack 2 healing potions, play the Everbloom, because I can play the Rampant over the 1 point of life on the Everbloom, and what were we on? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 point ping. Just to make sure that it's absolutely going to go over the top of everything you can do. Because, there's a potential he can prevent some of it, but realistically he's not. I think that was a fun game. I think it was pretty well played by him, given the circumstances. I'll see you in the next one.